Hi, Eric Schoenfeld here with Fly or Die. John Biggs is joining us remotely. Big news this week was all the details coming out about iCloud and Apple's iCloud. Now, before they announced it, there was lots of rumors. People thought that it was just going to be iTunes in the cloud, but it really turns out to be a really fundamental shift in how Apple is building applications. And they announced that it's going to be baked into the new iOS 5, the operating system that runs iPhones and iPads, and it really just extends a whole suite of apps. And they announced 9 of them that will have online capabilities, and that's everything from the original Mobile Me apps, which is Contacts, Calendar, Mail, to iTunes, Photos, Backup. What am I missing? There's a few that I'm missing, but basically
there are file sharing features as well, sort of like AirDrop, those sorts of things.
Right.
So it's actually it's a fairly complete rehauling of the Mobile Me system, plus a bunch of really cool extras.
Right, and I mean some amazing things like you take a picture on your iPhone and then it goes into your photo stream so that you don't even have to sync it with a cable to your laptop, or it's available on your on your iPad. Same thing with like iTunes. Anything that you purchased is available. I mean, what was sort of your reaction overall? I think that in terms of like the iTunes part of it, I thought that was a little bit disappointing. There's no streaming. Where's the streaming? Right? It's just basically tracking what you've purchased and making it available on any device, but you still have to download it to your device, which is convenient, but it's not like reinventing, the music, listening experience. I think what's really more interesting about it is how this can be applied across all these other apps, and how, instead of your laptop or PC being the digital hub, now the cloud is the digital hub, and that's a pretty fundamental shift.
That is. I mean, I think Mobile Me tried to do something like that a little earlier on. You had your iDisk, you had all this stuff. It wasn't quite baked into the operating system, and I think this really changes the OS to the extent that it's all cloud-based. Everything that you do on one computer is reflected on all your other computers, and you don't actually have to do a lot of this stuff on computers anymore. Your calendars are automatically synced, so you don't have to plug things in. They're going away from the syncing model and more than the automatic cloud model, basically.
Right, and like things like even if you make a change to a document, those changes will be available, on any device. Although you have to use the iWorks document, so it doesn't work with Microsoft Word. I cringe at the pronunciation of his name, but he had a really good post basically saying that iCloud is really Jobs going after Windows by not really attacking it so much, but making it almost irrelevant, right? So the power of Windows is that all of your data is trapped on your computer. And now, really, if you look at iCloud, it's sort of taking it's not even taking the files so much as just taking the data and putting them in the cloud. And then once it's in the cloud, it sort of frees you from your dependency on the PC. And in fact, I think Steve Jobs said we're demoting the PC and the Mac to just another device. And so if you move your data to the cloud, your contacts, your photos, all the apps and songs that you've purchased, and all of your latest updates and your backups, that's the key stuff that you really want to take with you from one device to another. And in a way, that's sort of a new type of lock-in, right?
Well, your computer used to be your home base. You used to go to work, you used to sit down in front of the computer and used to type a bunch of stuff. That's no longer the case, and I think this perfectly reflects that.
Right. So in a way, it's coming back to what Sun was and Oracle were trying to do in the 90s. The network is the computer, right? Which was an attack on Windows at that time. But now the network really is the computer, and you could even think about it as it's not so much the network is the computer, but the data is the computer, and wherever your data resides is where your loyalties are going to lie.
Or is where you can get work done. So what do you think about this, fly or die?
I give it a fly. I mean, there are things that I think could be improved on. Definitely the iTunes part of it is not is not as exciting as it could be. And we've talked before about the Amazon Locker service and about Google Music. I give the iTunes portion of it, definitely much better than the Amazon effort. In terms of, compared to the Google Music one, it's a little bit better, but not a ton better. They have this one thing that you can pay $25 a year for, where any music on your computer, whether it's been purchased on iTunes or not, will also be available. So it's kind of like all the stuff that you pirated or ripped, all of a sudden it just legitimizes that. And I don't know that I'd pay, $25 for that. And I'm still waiting for like a music subscription service. Like that's, I think, what would be, sort of the killer there. But in terms of everything else and opening up, this cloud to other apps, I think we're going to see some really interesting stuff. So it's going to be a fly.
Yeah, I'm giving it a fly as well. I've gotten kind of tired of Mobile Me. It's been kind of a mess. It's improving considerably with this iteration. I think in terms of the music subscription services, you have plenty of those out there. RDIO, Spotify, Pandora, any number of services that are available to us. I think I wouldn't expect Apple to reinvent the wheel here. I think they're going to try to do something different. So I guess we have two flies.
Yeah, two flies. And the other thing is that it's free. Other than that music match thing, which I wouldn't pay for, all the cool stuff is now free. All the Mobile Me stuff that they were trying to charge $100 a year for, that's all free. And I've always said that should be free, and I would use it automatically. Now I can't wait to use it. So there you go.
Information wants to be free.
That's right. Thanks for joining us. That's all the time we have for today, and join us next time on Fly or Die.